Hey everyone, I want to quickly talk a little bit about goals because setting goals is kind of useful, but there are different ways of setting goals that I want to discuss. So there's this core concept that I really like, and the idea is goals, outcome goals, outcome goals versus input goals. A lot of times you will start out with outcome goals, which an outcome goal is like I want to be able to draw beautiful flowers in 6 months or whatever. While input goals is that I want to draw 2 hours per week because that's a realistic amount of time that I spend per week. So we want to set more input oriented goals versus outcome oriented goals because input goals allow you the experience to they allow you to win along the way. So an outcome goal, you only win at the end, right? So if your goal is to know how to draw roses in 6 months, you only really get to win at this 6 month period, which is not as fun. It's not as rewarding, right? While an input goal, let's say drawing 2 hours per week, every week you can win. And that opportunity for winning feels so good that it will reinforce the habit of drawing. While an outcome goal, if your goal is to draw, let's say flowers within 6 months, when you're 2 months in and you're not seeing the progress that you want, it can be very discouraging because you're not winning along the way. And I think that is why we want to set more input oriented goals. So right now, in your sketchbook or on a piece of paper, it might be useful to sit down and think, okay, realistically speaking, how many hours of drawing could I do per week? Maybe it's only 30 minutes because maybe you're a parent and you have a lot on your plate. So realistically speaking, 30 minutes on a Saturday morning, that is like the realistic amount of time I could spend per week. So let that be your main goal. Now, outcome oriented goals are great in the beginning. They're great for setting direction, like where you want to head. So you probably came into this course with the idea that like, oh, I want to be able to draw roses because maybe I want to do like DIY cards or like maybe there's a reason behind it, you know? And having that initial goal is useful. It's a useful thought to have, but I don't think it's the goal that will keep you going. I think the goal that will keep you going is the input goal. So right now, try to think of a realistic amount of time that you spend per week or maybe per month, like however you want to think of it. Try to figure that out and set that as your main goal and then track it, right? So in your sketchbook, every time you draw, maybe you do 30-minute segments, right? So you set a timer for 30 minutes. For 30 minutes, no one distracts you. No one's allowed to interrupt you. You're focused on this worksheets. And for 30 minutes, you do not respond to text. Then you do that a couple times per week. And then you set like whatever your time goal is, then you can like check it off after every week. On Sunday, you'd be like, yeah, I did that, like I did the thing that I wanted to do. And you feel proud of yourself. So that's input versus outcome goals. I highly recommend setting input goals. I live my life on input goals. I have a worksheet not a worksheet, it's like a schedule where I track how many minutes I draw per day. Like that is how I win every single day. And it's what reinforces a lot of my goals. I do the same thing with exercise, do the same thing with reading. It is based on input goals. And so that I don't feel bad if I don't make the progress that I want, because the main focus is day to day, how many minutes am I spending? And that gives me the opportunity to win anew every morning. So that is my tips around goal setting. Do what works for you. If you have experience with goals in other parts of your life and you have other strategies that work for you, use those strategies. But I would I would highly recommend setting more input goals. And let's get into drawing here. But do think about this. Think about outcome versus input goals. I do think it's a very important concept and a concept that it can be applied to all parts of life. So yeah, the video you just watched is one of the lessons within my flower drawing course. So if you are interested in learning how to draw flowers from complete beginner to drawing roses on your own in your sketchbook, that's perfect for you. It's a beginner-friendly course that's designed around worksheets where you print out the worksheets or copy from the worksheets using digital mediums, and you copy from them one lesson at a time. Very beginner friendly. It's designed to take you one step at a time very slowly so that you can develop your core skills. And once you learn those core skills, those skills will be applicable to all flowers and also a lot of other drawing. So if that is of interest to you, go check that out. If you are new to drawing, completely new to drawing, you've never drawn before, feel free to check out the free tutorials over on my website with the worksheets. Check out if worksheets is a good way for you to learn how to draw, because that is a very specific way to learn. And I found it very effective for a lot of students because it gives you hands-on practice and very specific examples. I think personally, obviously I'm biased, that it's one of the best ways to learn, but go check that out if you are looking into drawing. And if you are interested in learning how to draw flowers with me, go check out the course. We'll have tons of fun. And then you'll be able to draw flowers on your own and you can make some cute little gifts for people. So yeah, when you're ready to jump into that, go check the description. Love you, appreciate it. Bye.